the man Joseph is a man that every believer should pay attention to. Genesis chapter 37, verse 2b talks about that, and Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. So that means that there was something distinct about Joseph. Joseph wasn't a part of the evil that his other siblings were doing. When I saw this, the scripture that came to my mind was the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14. When the Bible talks about that we must not be unequally yoked with unbeliever. There's this scripture that I'm actually very conversant with. That's the book of Philippians chapter 2 from verse 13 down, when he talks about that, we must shine light as his children of God. I know something that stood out in the life of Joseph for me is that Joseph is a man that is separated unto God. And one of the attributes of the men that God uses is that they are men that are distinct from others in the world. God uses men that are separated to him. One of the quality or one of the major things that God look for in the man that he uses are men who are separated unto him. You realize probably there's somebody that is listening to me. You are in the company of your friends, and it looks like there are things that others are doing, but you know that you should not be doing it. But somehow you just want to be a part of it. You must realize that God can use everybody, but God is not using everybody. Why? Because for everyone that God will use, there are men that are separated unto him. See, God, there are attributes that, there's this saying that we have that, okay, God understands, God knows that, I'm weak. Or probably when you falter in things that you are meant to be doing as a child of God, and you are giving excuses like, God knows that I cannot do more than myself. I cannot keep myself. See, God understand. That's why God will not use you. Because there are things that God look for in the men that he uses. So in the man Joseph, we saw that it wasn't a part of the evil that his brothers were doing. So that means that you can be in a place, you can be working in a place, and you are not part of the evil that is happening in that place. So it's possible. Say it's possible. It's possible. So that means that it is possible to be, there's this general saying in the corporate world. People will say things like, show how easy buy and money. You can't change them, you join them. There is nothing like if you can't change them, you join them for a believer. This is Joseph's brethren. These are Joseph's brethren. Joseph decided that he's not going to be a part of the evil that they are doing. So that means that you can be working somewhere. That means that you can be in the corporate world and you are still distant. I am very sure that this is one of the attributes that God saw in the life of Joseph. To be able to trust him with his divine plan, we are getting there. Somebody that is distant, even in little things. It is his father's property. So many of us, while growing up, you'll be like, okay, you steal it, you will take it. I used to tell people, see, as little as somebody gave something to you and you just misuse it and you just spoil that thing, to you might look like it's not something that is that significant. But God pay attention to little things. God pay attention to things that you might not want to pay attention, because the way God thinks is not the way you think. So Joseph was a man that was distant. Say Joseph is a man that was distant. So Joseph was not a part of the evil that happened in his days.